Hello and welcome to week 6 of English 202. This is Kristen Buchanan, your instructor, and I would like to welcome you to this week. A word of warning for this week, it's going to be a pretty busy one. There's going to be, it doesn't look like it's that busy at first, but towards the end, there's a lot of stuff that's due. It's kind of a major group effort, so I just wanted to give you a fair warning for this week. Make sure that you have that on your calendar. So just the week at a glance, there's going to be a group discussion board that's due by Thursday and a scholarly source activity, which includes some readings and a quiz, which is also due by Thursday. And then your group annotated bibliography is due by Sunday. And that requires a little bit of communication amongst your group, and I will discuss that here as we dig in. So this week we are shifting our focus to our research, and ultimately, that's going to culminate in a final project, our last week together. So the first thing that we're going to do this week is have a discussion board, and in that discussion board, we are going to be suggesting some topics for that final project. So the only thing that has to be the common denominator amongst these topic suggestions is that it has to be about healthcare and it has to be about communication. So any topic that has to do with those two things is fair game. And I would like you to suggest at least 2 unique topics by Thursday. So that you can get done pretty easily at the beginning of the week. Then the next part is to do with our library orientation and what is a scholarly source and what is a primary source. So if you're unfamiliar with our library, please take a look at this link. It has a great, it's a great resource for becoming familiar with our library. And then in this folder, you'll find some required readings. The first folder includes important background reading on what evidence-based practice is, where you can find popular trade and scholarly information. Scholarly is preferred for our purposes, and what the difference is between primary, secondary, and tertiary sources. Primary is preferred for our purposes. So we want to make sure that you understand what it is to be scholarly and primary. Then after you understand that, take a look at the professional articles in this folder, and I would like you to choose which article you think is the most scholarly and primary. So it needs to fill both of those requirements. And then I would like you to take the quiz. Sorry, I have to go back into week 6. I'd like you to take the quiz where you name which one is the most scholarly and includes primary research, and you want to explain your reasoning. So that is also due on Thursday. Then we get into the group aspect of the week. So this week in your groups, you're going to be actually assigned your group. So let's click on here. Everybody is in a group. It's going to choose group 1. So you can see all your group members there. And you can see in your group you have a bunch of collaboration tools. Probably the one that I suggest using the most this week is the discussion board, and you can use that to decide what you would like your topic to be for your final project. And then together you will be putting together your annotated bibliography. So an annotated bibliography is a list of resources, and it also summarizes the resource, and then it assesses it, and you answer some questions and include an APA reference. So all of that good stuff is going to be compiled by you and your group. So what I am asking is that each member of your group complete one of these sheets. It would be great if all of the sheets were in the same document, so I didn't get 4 different submissions. I would like one with all 4 pages in there. You can use Word and collaborate that way. You can use Google Docs. It doesn't matter to me as long as I can read it in the end and then submit it in one document. That's all that matters. But what you're hopefully going to be doing is finding scholarly and primary articles that address the topic that you chose, and you are going to be summarizing that article. You're going to be assessing it, making sure that it's scholarly and primary. And then you're going to reflect on it and include the APA reference. What I want to warn you about is using the same source as somebody else in your group. So make sure as you are each compiling your sources that you are each finding a different source. That's pretty key. That sometimes that happens and people get tripped up and you don't want to use the same source. So you want, however many people are in your group, 3 or 4 unique sources. Okay, so that is due by Sunday. So after all of that early week stuff is finished, you got to get together with your group, decide on a topic, and complete your annotated bibliography by Sunday. All right. That then is it in a nutshell. Oh, I should say one more thing. How do I get back to our week? I'm sure you ask yourself that a lot. Okay, one more thing. At the bottom of this week is a summary of the final project. I think that's nice to take a look at so you can see what it is that we're aiming for. So ultimately, we are going to be researching a problem. So if we're talking communications in healthcare, more than likely it can be framed as sort of a problem. You're going to include the background, the context, and give me some examples. You're going to do find also some possible solutions to the problem. So what's going on and how is it being solved, or what are possibilities for it being solved? That's what we're focusing on this week. So we will worry about the other components, so the scenarios that are listed here and how to put together the PowerPoint or whatever presentation tool you're going to be using. We're going to be worried about that next week. But for now, we're going to just, in our group, make sure that we understand what our topic is and have 3 or 4 unique scholarly sources. All right. If there are any questions, do let me know. Otherwise, I will see you within the work in the week. Take care.